Hello everyone, it's Richard here with another rant. This time, excuse me. This time about the going green. It's the main title of this video, but subtitle: the death of democracy. So yeah, going green. I'm baffled by people. I don't know if you are, but I'm just baffled by them. We face an existential threat, which means, for those who don't get it, that our species stands a good chance of being wiped out in the next 50 to 100 years, I guess. Let's say 100. Because of climate change, because of global warming, because the world's getting warmer and warmer and warmer to dangerous levels at a very high rate indeed, far faster than it's ever got before. Hence the alarm raised by scientists about what's going on, and the polar ice caps melting at an alarming rate, and the tundra, the permafrost melting and releasing microbes which then eat stuff and then produce methane, which is about 80 times worse than carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas. People just don't seem to be aware of this. I don't understand how they could not be. Sorry, people. Yeah, just people worldwide seem kind of oblivious or don't care, or it's so strange. And governments, our own government, what is it playing at? You know, a government is supposed to have a duty of care to its citizens. But instead of going green, like insulating everything in sight with green materials, like, I don't know, say hemp, I'm not sure, maybe hemp would be useful. Instead of doing that and saving energy and creating jobs for people, you know, real useful work, instead they have this bloody Brexit bonkers nonsense, which means we have to trade with other countries around the other side of the world instead of just 30 or 40 miles away. Across the water, I mean. In the USA, it's 3,000 miles away. And places like New Zealand, 10,000, I believe. Australia. It's just, and the whole, any provisions that are words for to assess the impact on the climate were just removed by Boris Johnson with the Australia trade deal. I mean, the man's a muppet. I just fail to understand how people aren't just screaming in the streets in their millions to demand a decent government that does something for them. Why is it not happening? Why are the newspapers, the journalists, so ignorant of science that you don't care either? Or are they hidebound by some fear of losing their pension or something if they speak out of turn? Who knows? It's a crazy, crazy system. Sick in the head. It's been that way for a long, long time. I've been studying these things to the age of 8 and later 10 in different ways. Sorry. First, as an anthropologist, trying to work out how the society functions and how it was my mum becomes so ignorant that she damaged me immensely. She cared for me, but she damaged me through her ignorance. So my social skills are just screwed now, just nowhere. So yeah, I've been studying this stuff for a long time. I'm just baffled, as I say. Got a government which not only doesn't care about green issues, but stamps down on those who do. You know, we're now in a situation where protests are virtually impossible, not legal at all. Because any protest involves disruption, if you have a march down the road, you disrupt the traffic. You could be standing silently like this as a protest against the death of democracy, say. Or placards saying that, just standing there silently outside the police station, or, you know, some kind of government building, whatever. Just be doing that silently, peacefully, not injuring anybody. And that bit can be considered as being too disruptive. So where's our democracy gone? We never really had one as a myth. It's all biased towards the wealthy. It always has been. Always will be if we let them. But where is it now? There's just no semblance of democracy left. We can still write to MPs. We can still make videos. We can still tweet and whatever, social media stuff. We can do that. But any visible protests, which gets in the mass media, no longer possible. Or if it happens, it's just ignored. It's a very dangerous territory for us to be in, indeed. And further, it's not just the government; it's the whole system, because we can see that our leaders have been utterly corrupt and careless and reckless, damaged the country, killed people in their thousands, and just starved them and shut their electricity prices at the bottom and all this kind of stuff. It's just shocking, if you pardon the expression. NHS is being demolished within, divided and demolished from within. Yes, stealthily, by stealth. It's all hidden. The Serco did the track and trace system, not test and trace, track and trace. That used the NHS label legally. So, NHS could be blamed for the cock-up after 22 billion plus whatever was spent on rubbish and got nowhere, all under the label of the NHS. I don't know what you call that. I don't think it's sheer incompetence. I think it's evil. Just sheer bloody evil. You've got Putin, who's, clearly doesn't care for his own citizens and stamped down on all kinds of protest. And he just shits on them. And we've got much the same here. Not as bad, thank God, but we've still got a government at war with its citizens. At war. They're not caring for us. They don't care at all. It's obvious. They're the opposite of caring. They hate NHS. You hate it. I think because it's an example of what can be done without privatisation. It's being stuffed in by the back door now, but when it used to work really well, people care for each other. That was proven to work, a working model. Worked very well, very effective for the money. Best way to do it, in fact, to deliver a health service. But the Tories are so insane or evil, they insist on privatising the shit out of everything and produce shit in everything as a consequence. And the Parliament doesn't stop them. Nobody stops them. These are real, serious, physical crimes being committed by our own government, leaders, and nobody stops them. The police never get involved, unless they have to, as we dragged into investigating, the Partygate thing. That was a nonsense. There's still 10k fines outstanding for the large parties, 30 plus. Those are still haven't been applied. And the impact those things did, the bad example they set, is just appalling. The leaders should give a good example, set a good example, and do the exact opposite. Behaving like children and think they can get away with it and corrupt us anything and just shit on us and piss on us, laugh at us, all the way to the bank. They don't care about going green at all. Their actions prove that. And they don't care if our society at all. Their actions prove that too. So, dare we wait for the next general election? That's my question. Because, you know, when is that going to be? Spring? Another 6-8 months of damage being done by these dangerous delusional nutters. Insane or evil, I'm not sure which, but they're dangerous. They're fucking dangerous. It's obvious. And, you know, I'm just adding my voice to the anger and the doing what I can to protest as much as I can. So please spread this message far and wide by social media. Point out they've got an evil government in charge, or at least malicious and delusional and dysfunctional. The whole system just doesn't work. The Constitution is just a piece of paper, that's all it is. You know, the MPs are powerless. Please don't get involved. So yeah, please like or dislike, whichever. I want to get feedback, please, and comment. Tell me what you think, please. And subscribe and spread the message. Thank you, and good night.